So recently I have got this project from Fiverr, and the client wants that he needed a particular specific custom application that I solved it with the help of Batch and C. So many of you have asked me this question that is there any benefit of learning Batch, or is there a way by which you can earn with the help of Batch? So I'm going to share one of my project that I did recently. I have been doing these such projects from a long time, like from 2018, I think, since I set up my Fiverr account. And today I thought let's share one of them with you, so you can also believe that this is possible. Let's dive into it. I will go into philosophy afterwards. So yeah, let's start. Hello there, Karan here, and here, if you can see, I will show you the requirements that are from client on Fiverr. He said that he needs a program that will read a part of text from a EDAT file. So it might be a 3D file. I'm not sure about that, what kind of file it is, but his requirement is just extract the string from inside the file, and you see, I need the program to select character 17 to 52 of the EDAT file, which looks like this. So he also gave an example. I like how he explains the specifics of the problem so that I can easily you can say solve it. Then he says it is just the product ID and it will be different for every EDAT file. Then after that, he showed me that he has two folders, which is PNGs and EDATs, and in these folders files are like they are named same, except the extension, they are .png and .edat. So what I need to do is the output should be the PID that we have extracted, that should be in the front of the file, then a space, then a hyphen or a minus sign, then a space, then the same name. So most of you, if I say the first part is done, then you already know with the help of Batch how you will do this part, the second part. And yeah, but the problem is Batch only deals with text files, while EDAT is an binary file. So you cannot directly go into the file with the help of Batch or just say type and get things done. No. So here you need to understand the limitations, and once you understand the limitations, that is when you go beyond your limitations. That is the main purpose here, and I will continue this video. So what I did is I recorded a video actually, and I will just quickly run it, and then you can see here what I did is I actually the part where we need to extract the content from 17 to 52, I just asked ChatGPT to create a C program that helps me out with that. And what ChatGPT does is it does not always give you the proper, I can say, program, but it is a good starting point. So what I did is this is the EDAT file you can see on the screen, and the extract was there. So what I did is I just asked ChatGPT, and this is the real time I am trying to resolve the problem. And right now, after that, I am voice overing it. Once it is done, then I said I asked multiple questions to ChatGPT in order to get the correct answer, and after that I just checked. Each line was not ending with the line feed. It was actually a lot of, you can see, null characters are there, while C assumes wherever you find a null character in the line, it ends the string there. But in reality, the file was ending at line feed. So what I actually did is I modified the C program a bit to get it done. And I won't be able to share all these files with you because this was confidential. I haven't asked the client whether I can share them, but okay, no worries. Still, it's a good learning point. Here you can see I'm trying to see whether if I compile the same C program with small modifications, whether it gives me the correct answer or not. So here I will try to call the compiled version, and then I will say whether it can fetch that particular string that I want from it. So I'm deleting the previous one first, then I will compiling it with TCC, and TCC being a good friend to me. Thank you, Anik, for sharing that with me. It's a great tool. And then after that, I just called this and I just passed a file and see, and boom, you can see. I will pause here, and it fetches out a string from that particular location. Now all I need to do is just take this, save it in a variable, and yes, rename the files. And I don't think it's that difficult. So you can see it's 32 minutes of video. I don't want to stretch it, so what I will do is I will speed it up 8 times, or I'll 3 times, and then you can see I've fetched out the file, the text from the file, and then I started writing or modifying it. So it was giving me some just little tweaks that we need here, so that it gives you exact answer. And after that, every time it does that, and now it's once I change something, it started giving me some as you always know, once you fix one problem in programming, it gives you another. But in the end, the consistency and persistence helps me out, and now it's perfect. And now all I need to do is I just started writing the main script. So as you can see, many of you, your scholars, will come in the comments field and they say, oh, this is not batch, you are just using C plugin and all that stuff. Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the requirement of the client should be fulfilled. What he requires, in the end, the answer should be there. The client doesn't care whether you use batch, C, Java, JavaScript, anything. It should be doing the stuff that he needs, and that is when you get paid. So, and also I ask you guys to guess how much this project worth, and try to make a guess how much time does it take me. Although you saw that I recorded the video for 36 minutes, which actually means that the real implementation that I did was only for half an hour. But like Abraham Lincoln once says, if you give me 7 days to cut a tree, I will take 6 to just sharpen my axe. So not axe like the one that chops. So I think the remaining days that I took it for thinking. And then once I started, when I sat in front of my system, my PC, I just the code started coming to me, and I just started typing. And doing the renaming of files is not I'll say rocket science. If you know the batch, it's just one command, and you need to do that. You need to just loop over the files and rename all the files. That's as simple as it is. And I read all the instructions one by one, and then I just write there. And I know you guys are enjoying this, the coding that I'm doing, but I think it will stretch the video longer. Still, if you want to see, you want to skip to the next part, or click on the time frames in the video on YouTube. On the other hand, this one, right now I'm just writing the batch script and I'm also trying to give the comments as much as possible. So you see, first I'm counting here with the counter that how many actual files are there. Why I'm doing that is it's inefficient, because I'm doing first of all I'm just counting how many files are there, which gives me a threshold point. In the end, when I'm processing the files in real, I will compare it with the threshold to see how much progress it has done. So that gives computer a bit extra work, but it gives the user, when he is using it, a glimpse of understanding how much time this will take, or what is the progress right now. So whenever you're when you're copying a file, it's much faster if you don't see the progress, but that's faster for computer. But if you need patience, you need to see how much it is copied or how much the progress is done. So that is what actually I'm doing here. You see, I'm calculating the progress here. I'm creating another variable, temporary count. So I know the actual number of files, I know the temporary count, and then what I did is I just echoed or printed on the console that I'm processing n out of x files, and then for each file we are fetching the PID and the custom plugin that we created with the help of C. Now it is acting as an internal batch command. So then we are saving it in the PID. So you see here according to the requirement, the name should be first PID. So that is actually I'm going to do that. So here I'm trying to see whether the file exists or not. So just for the sake of, I'll say, cross verifying whether my code will work or not. So instead of running the entire file again and again, I just take a piece of code, try to run it in the console in the real environment and see if it works. So sometimes I also need to check the syntax of very basic commands. It's not like I do not know batch. It is actually I know the concept behind it. I don't memorize stuff. So you don't need to memorize the commands, how they work. You just need to understand that there is a command which does this particular kind of stuff. So I know that, and instead of renaming the file, which is the actual requirement of the customer or the client, what I did is I actually copied it to a new folder. So this actually gives you just space of making mistakes. So in case if you make a mistake in renaming a file, you're not actually modifying the real file, so that it won't be for the client it will be very difficult to get back the real file. So instead of that, I'm fetching the real file, copying it in the other location in another folder, and then doing all the stuff on that. So in long run, if for some reason the script doesn't work, for some reason, the client can delete that folder which is wrong output, and then give the same folder again, so that he can get this correct output in a different scenario. So that is one of the things that we need to do, I think, to assume that things can go wrong. You are not making a perfect solution. So in that case, you need to understand how the client will react. So you need to assume one thing: client is not as much as technical as you. So always make it foolproof, or in Japanese term you say it as pokeyoke, like your C-type chargers. So it's not micro USB that can be inserted in one way only. Make it like a C-type. You do it like this or this, it will work. So that is the whole point. So now what I'm going to do is, I have these folders and I will drag and drop them in our batch script. So it's, for some reason it says no, it's not working. So I will again see if my Google Drive, I'm keeping all the projects on my Google Drive, if that is giving me issues. So I copied the project in a different location here, so that whether I can try in a different folder system. So dragged and dropped it in that particular folder. Then it says drag and drop the PNG files in that script. So the main script is just a console screen. You drag and drop the folders there, it starts doing that. So I'm trying to fix some bugs that I think are there due to some limitations of batch. I did work with batch from a long time, so I understand what small things can set it off. So I'm trying to do that. I'm dragging and dropping the first folder. It gives error. I don't care now. So let's drag and drop the second folder again. And it started processing. You can see processing one for. So right now I'm not showing any progress bar. I'm just for the debugging purpose, I'm just showing it on the screen how many files are processed out of how many. And you see here few of the files are processed on the screen. You can see if it is the same file, you can see it's extracting the exact string from that particular files, and that actually is quite fascinating. It works, but it needs slight tweaks because it's not always working, and the script is giving me error because of, I'll say, some path issues, or the name of the path is doing some stuff. I'm not sure about that, so I will fix that. So let's move the video a bit forward. So what I tried afterwards is I tried it again. So this time it is doing that but not giving me error. I solved all those errors, and in the end, after that, you see it works. It gives the files proper png names. It works exactly how the clients want it. And if you understand batch, you understand computers. That is the base thing, because if you remember, in early eras the operating system was DOS, and commands are quite powerful. You cannot do everything with the commands, that I agree with. But you need to know that in the end, each instruction is a command to the hardware. And if you understand which language can produce that particular tool for you, I used a tool from C, simple as it is, and I combined it with the batch script, and it worked, and I earned some bucks in just a matter of half an hour. So yeah, that's pretty much all. I will not stretch the video longer. You guys asked me to do a video about how I do the projects, and what kind of projects I do, how do I automate things. So I thought, I decided to do this. It took a lot of planning to do this. I struggled, I'll say almost a month to prepare it, to plan for it, to record the you can say the process while I'm saving it, because I in the beginning I don't know if I will do it in half an hour or I'll do it in 2 hours. So I started recording it, and it was very efficient. Yes, show some love, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care.